everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Cue the Chat. My name is Fionn Lynch. I hope you're doing well this morning, this afternoon, this evening, whenever you're listening to this, wherever you are in the world. I hope you're having a good day, and if you're not, maybe over the next few minutes, I'll try and cheer you up a small bit. Now, there's been plenty going on because we have had the Welsh Open snooker over the last little while. I'm going to be taking you through some of my favourite results from the tournament so far, some of my favourite matches. We're also going to be taking you through your quarter-finalists, because the quarter-finals, or your semi-finalists, because the quarter-finals have just finished up. We're going to be taking you through how they have made it to the semi-final, and every podcast from now until the World Championship, we're going to be having a look through the top players' seasons. So I was going to start with the world number one, which is Judd Trump, but he didn't play in the tournament, so it didn't feel right to include him in this episode. We'll probably do him next week. But a more relevant character is Kyren Wilson, the world number two and the defending world champion. We're going to be taking you through his season so far. So we're just going to start off with a few matches that I enjoyed. Mark Williams against Florian Nusla. I mean, Mark Williams played out of his skin in that match. I haven't seen a whole pile of a lot of these matches, as I often say. They're on work experience from school, so I've been on a building site all week. So my viewing of the Welsh Open has been a bit slim, but I'm gonna see the semi-finals and final. I'm gonna be home this weekend, so hopefully we'll bring you a bit of a more in-depth analysis of the final than we usually do. But yeah, this match I did watch a little bit of, and it was pretty good. I didn't watch a whole pile, but the bits that I saw, Mark Williams played really, really well. Now, the next match was the game that followed it. It was Gary Wilson, the defending champion, against Ishpreet Singh Chadha. Didn't see a moment of this match, but I just picked it out because, you know, the defending champ going out in the first round, Gary Wilson not on form. He's played pretty poorly since he was playing okay before the Masters, but since the Masters he's fallen off a cliff. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that one up because he's the defending champ. Now, Mark Allen versus Stan Moody. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I'm a bit sick after being on the building site because it was like 4 degrees for like a week. And I kept getting like silt and shit, just get stuck in. Oh man. Anyway, that match, it didn't finish until nearly 10 p.m. And I mean, what a game. What a game. It should have been Stan Moody's. I mean, he was definitely far enough ahead that it was almost comfortable. Well, as comfortable as you can be in a best of 7. But I mean, it's Stan Moody lost the match. Mark Allen kind of won it, but I think mostly Stan Moody lost it. The next match, Tom Ford against Andrew Higginson. Now, I've picked out this one because the only moment that I saw of this match seemed to be a massive turning point. It was a respotted black, 60 points apiece in the third frame. Andrew Higginson has the cube, the object ball near enough the pocket on the right hand side of the table, about in between the pink and the black spot, but over to the right. And the cue ball is about in between the blue and the pink spot, but over to the left a small bit. And he missed it by an absolute country mile. I mean, like, I feel like I would have gotten closer to that shot, but I just felt like that was a real turning point because Andrew Higginson had the chance to go ahead against Tom Ford, but he missed it, left it over the opposite corner pocket, the left hand pocket, and Tom Ford rolled it in to go 2-1 ahead, and that was really where the match turned. Next match, well, you can't really call it a match, can you? Because he pulled out Ronnie O'Sullivan against Jimmy Clark. Ronnie O'Sullivan pulled out last minute. I would like to point out that I did actually call that. I called that Ronnie would pull out. I mean, it wasn't much of a call. I mean, realistically, That was always going to happen, but yeah, Ronnie O'Sullivan pulled out of the event, and Jamie Clark got a bye through to the second round. Well, third round if you count qualifying, but second round. Kyren Wilson against Marco Fu. Now, I didn't even know this match happened. I won't lie to you, but I just saw when I was doing my bit of research that Kyren Wilson made his 500th career century in that match, so he became the 14th player to reach 500 centuries in their career. Then the final match that I picked, or the second last match that I picked out, was Luca Bracell against Stuart Carrington. It was a low scorer, if I remember correctly. No, maybe that was Luca's next match. I can't remember actually. Do you know what? I should probably cut this out. I mean, I won't, but I actually can't remember why I picked out this match. Oh, it was because Luca Bracell was on a maximum. That's why. He broke down on 96. There we go. And then Stephen Maguire against Mark Williams. I mean, 10 years ago, that's a final. Like, what a match. What a bloody match. Mark Williams, he looked to be on a flyer in his first round. Sean Murphy said give him the trophy, but Stephen Maguire managed to beat him 4-2. And Stephen Maguire is actually in the semi-final. Yeah, so our our first semi-finalists are Mark Selby, Luca Bracell, Stephen Maguire, and Ali Carter. Mark Selby is going to be playing against Luca Bracell, and Maguire against Carter. I mean, both great matches. If we get a Bracell-Maguire final, I mean, get your popcorn out. What a match that'd be. So that's what I'm going to be hoping for. I'm just going to predict straight away. I think this is Stephen Maguire's week. I mean, this tournament since 2021 has been pulling out left field wins. Who've we had? Jordan Brown, Rob Milkins, Joe Perry, and Gary Wilson. So I mean, although Stephen Maguire isn't an unknown force in snooker, as some like Jordan Brown and others, he's gone under the radar for years. I mean, he's played like shocking snooker at times, really. So he's coming to a bit of form this week, and I think that he could go all of the way this week, and I think that would put him in the Grand Prix. I was having a look at the 1 year list. I think he's about 45-ish. He's about that's live, like at this exact moment with his prize money going on. He's about that, so he needs about 40 more grand. I don't know if he can make that up over the next couple of days. He probably would have to win the tournament if he can sneak in. But yeah, I mean, Stephen Maguire would be a great addition to the tournament. That goes without saying. So, how did our 4 quarterfinals get there? We're going to start off with Mark Selby. He started off against Hayden Pinney, the opening match of the tournament. It started off 10 a.m. Monday morning, and he breezed past Hayden Pinney 4-2. Then he played against Slesser. I think there was another much better match on table 2. I haven't really seen much of Mark Selby, to be fair, as I have the quickest drink of my life. And he beat Jamie Jones 4-0. They all look to be tight enough frames. I mean, you wouldn't expect much more with Mark Selby. He pinched frame 3. Jamie Jones. Have I been saying Jack Jones? I meant to say Jamie Jones. Jamie Jones made a 58 break, and then he came back with a 62 break. Then he played against John Higgins today. Every time I turned... For God's sake, I need to stop coughing. Every time I turned on that match today, well, today as I record, yesterday as you're going to be listening to this, they just seemed to be in some stupid safety battle. I mean, I couldn't watch it. Like, there was meant to be a match following on it after it in that session. I think it was the Bracell Page match. 5 hours playing time. That doesn't include the interval, doesn't include the balls being racked up, doesn't include toilet breaks. 5 hours. That is criminal behaviour. Like, the match wasn't over till nearly 6 o'clock. It started at 12. Boys, it's the best in 9. Just play a bit of snooker. Jesus Christ. Like, they had to put another match on table 2, which that didn't start until 4:15. And I mean, they were nearly finished before him. Like, I don't get it. They were finished about 7:15, I think. The Bristol Page match, which meant that we didn't get Rob Walker's introductions. I love the walk-ons, so we were deprived of that a bit. Yeah, just a strange all day. Then table 1, Maguire against who did he play against? My brain is fried. Jack Lazowski, of course. What a match that was. Maguire making it through there 5-3, and then the final match, Ali Carter, he beat Joe O'Connor 5-3 as well. But anyway, that's how Mark Selby got to the finale. 1 second. Then we have Ali Carter. He beat Rory Thor 4-0 in the opening round. I believe that was a roll-on match that started pretty late. I think they played that on Tuesday, I want to say. Last match on Tuesday, I think. So we kind of steamrolled him there. Then Ali Carter played against Hossein Vafai. I thought that was going to be a cracker. 4-2 Ali Carter. Then he played against Ryan Day. He beat him 4-1. Then where's his quarterfinal match? His quarterfinal match didn't copy and paste. Oh well. Then he played against Joe O'Connor this evening and beat him 5-3. Pretty nice break in the final frame, I won't lie. Yeah. Move on to Stephen Maguire. He's been playing out in the car park for a lot of the day, for a lot of his matches actually. Juso was out in the car park. He beat him 4-2. Then main table against Mark Williams. Actually, he hasn't. Looking at his matches now, actually, I thought he was playing out in the back for most of his matches were on iPlayer. He beat Sanderson Lamb 4-2. That was on table 2. I remember watching bits of it. I was going to pick that out actually as one of my matches, but I realised I was going to be talking about it anyway. Sanderson Lamb was on for max. What did he make it to? 61 was it? Or 60 something anyway. And as far as I remember, Maguire went on and won that frame anyway, which was a bit oh god, I hate this cough. Yeah, I remember begging him on. I was watching it under a ladder, willing him on, and then he broke down. He broke down because he didn't screw back far enough for the black off a red to the middle. So annoying. And then, of course, I played Jack Lazowski on the main table today. 5-3, he beat him. Whoever won that match, really, I wanted them to go on and win the tournament. Except for maybe Brissell. I wouldn't mind if Brissell won it. Which is who we move on to now. He beat Stuart Carrington 4-2. Yeah, there's not a whole pile to say about that match. Stuart Carrington didn't play awfully, but Luca Brissell beat him. Then he played Nopan Sankam, beat him 4-2. Played Pang Junzhu. I mean, this was the match. This was the match that was the low score. Well, there was no big breaks anyway, except for final frame. He made a 69 break. Junzhu played shockingly bad. Yeah, it was shocking match from Pang Junzhu. It was fine from Luca. He didn't have his scoring boots on, but he was making enough. He was building it up. And then he beat Jackson Page 5-2 today. And that is how all of our quarterfinalists made it into, or how all of our semi-finalists made it as far as they're going to go. Right. So our first match, Selby against Purcell. I think Purcell's going to win that one. I reckon that it's going to go on until Sunday. They're going to have no time to play the second semi-final. And they won't have time. they're going to have to play the first semi-final in the first session of the final, and they're going to have to shorten the final to a best of 11 because Mark Selby decided to put the cue ball in behind some sort of a ball colour every single shot. Right, then Stephen Maguire, who I'm predicting is playing a semi-final on Sunday against Ali Carter. I think he's going to beat him as well. Or Maguire's going to beat Carter, and we're going to have a Stephen Maguire victory at the Welsh Open. So that's all that's been happening at the Welsh Open so far this week. Now we are going to move swiftly on because it is midnight, and I don't really fancy playing or doing much more recording. I would very much like to go to sleep at some point, if that's okay with you guys. If I can find... There we go. Right. So we're going to talk through Kyren Wilson's road to the... to not his road to anything. Just his season so far. Just how he's been getting on. I seem to remember him getting off to a poor start, and that correlates with his results. Championship League, he went out in the first group stage, played pretty awfully. Shanghai Masters went out round 1, everyone was a bit shaky. Oh, is the World Championship, the World Champion title getting in his head a bit? Wins Xi'an. Didn't actually get to see it because it wasn't on Discovery Plus. I know it was on Matchroom Live, but that service is shit. I just didn't end up watching that tournament. I'm sure there was some sort of a different sporting event on at the time. He won that. Then we move on to the Saudi Arabia Masters round 2. Oh, was it a fluke? English Open last 16, British Open last 16, Wuhan round 3. Wins Northern Ireland Open against Judd Trump, the world number 1. He beats the world number 1. World number 1 against world number 2. Great best player of the season against the world champion. Kyren Wilson beats him. Then the International Open quarter final. The UK Championship semi-final. He lost out to Judd Trump there. So he beat Judd Trump in 2 major finals, in Xi'an and in Northern Ireland. And then Judd Trump gets his own back in the UK Championships and then goes on and wins it. Does Judd. Then we move on to Scotland, where he went out in the last 32. Not had a good time in Saudi Arabia at the Riyadh Season Snooker Championship. He lost round 1. Then Championship League, he won Group 3, which was his first group, and then he made it to the winners group final. The Masters, he made it to the final. The German Masters, he won, and the Welsh Open last 32. So a bit of analysis, because I'm sure if you really cared, you could have gone off and found out all of that and then not listened. So a bit of analysis here. So basically, he's getting better. I know, great analysis, thank you. You should be paying for this. But he started off pretty badly, and then he got his head down. He got out of holiday mode, got his head down, and won Xi'an. And from there, anybody be happy with that season? 3 tournament wins, 2 other final appearances, a couple of semis and quarters thrown in there. I mean, it's been a great season. He's definitely one to look out for at the World Championships. He could be the one to break the Crucible curse. I mean, I know it's early to be talking about that yet, but he certainly had the results to back him up as a world champion. I mean, I'm sure a lot of us, after the last first time world champion we had, were a bit worried about it, what it might do to somebody. But he's played phenomenal, like seriously good. So I mean, I can't see him playing badly at the Crucible. I think this year might be Judd Trump's year, just based on how it's gone so far. Over 1 million in prizes this season, but overall, he has had a pretty good season. I mean, anyone would be happy with a season like that, especially with all the pressure that's been on him. So it's been a great season. We're gonna do Judd Trump next, and then the rocket. But I don't think that's going to be a very long episode. I must admit. But we've done 20 minutes. I mean, it's a Saturday. You probably have things to be doing, so I'm not going to keep you too long. Enjoy the Welsh Open wherever you're watching it, whether it's on BBC, Discovery Plus, WST Play, was it Now TV in Hong Kong? Is it on CCTV? I don't know, wherever you're watching it, I hope you enjoy it, because actually, just one thing that I want to bring up is, who in the name of Jesus is the host broadcaster? Because you'd think it would be the BBC, and they have their own camera angle. They're using the BBC commentary. Like, they have the nice looking angle where you can actually see all the table. But then you go on the world feed and they're using like this. They're using the Eurosport camera, but they're using the BBC graphics, the BBC commentary. I don't get it. I don't. Who's the host broadcaster, guys? I assume it's BBC Wales, but why are you using that god awful camera angle if BBC Wales are the host broadcasters? Why do you have to use two different ones? Like, I get the sponsors probably paid for like what you call it, like retail space on the screen, but like, how come BBC Wales then don't have to do it? I know it's probably a laws thing, but like, give us one or the other, man, please. Like, I'd have been watching it on Eurosport, no bother, if it was the same on both. But it's the picture just looks so much better on BBC Wales, on the iPlayer. I've been using a VPN on the iPlayer. I've also used a VPN on WST Play. I think I've used Discovery Plus once, and I think it was just today to check what kind of way they did the production with all the schedule getting destroyed. I just wanted to see what way they kind of showed the matches, but they seem to just stick to one, then move to another, then move back. Do you know what I mean? Which is fair enough. Like, they showed Higgins Selby to the end, then they moved over to Brissell against Jackson Page, and then when that was finished, then they moved back over to table one. I think that was just the best way to do it, to be honest. Like, the schedule got destroyed by that god awful match. I think everyone did a really good job. The tournament organisers, the broadcasters, the pundits, the pundits, I suppose, because they had to keep across it all themselves as well. Everyone just did a great job of keeping the show on the road when those two decided to destroy it. Of course, not on purpose, but it wasn't great. So yeah, if you have anything you'd like to say on the Welsh Open, I'll probably record another episode. Everybody in my house decided to go to bed at the same time, so I'm gonna have to whisper a small bit. I mean, it is 1 a.m, so I can see why they would do that. If I'm probably gonna be back midweek next week to have a look back at the Welsh Open and to have a look forward to the World Open, which starts on Monday at 1:30 in the morning, which is fun. Yeah, get anything you want in. If you have any questions for me, if you have anything you want me to give my opinion on, don't be afraid. It's qthetread@gmail.com, or you can get in touch with me on nearly all social media. So yeah, that's it. We'll see you midweek next week. Hope you enjoyed the Welsh Open. But for now, adios.